For as long as this channel has existed, you guys have only ever seen me with my mustache, and in recent times I started growing a little bit of hair on my bottom chin. Well, recently I decided that I'd like to take care of myself a little bit, you know, maybe start fixing up my hair a little bit, showering a bit more regularly, tossing on the deodorant, and finally, taking care of some other things.
Yep. I feel like a naked cat. You know, like those cats without any hair, like the hairless cats, like the ugly ones? Well, you know, I kind of feel the same way right now, because normally I'm pretty ugly as is, but now without the facial hair, I feel like my ugly stats just went up. But at the same time, it's like a situation where I couldn't win, because if I left it on, I'd continue to look raggedy, because the facial hair was starting to look a bit raggedy, but then... You know, this is my first time shaving since I was like 12. It's been like 10 years, maybe more than 10 years since I shaved. Like, I don't even remember. As you can see, I messed up. I nicked myself right there, bro. I got like some marks on my chin because the razor got it. And like up on my nose, you can kind of see I missed a spot. So there's still just like a little bit of hair right there, bro. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I was in there with like the shaving foam or whatever it is, like that white stuff, and I was like, shh, it's like this giant freaking ball of my freaking fingers, bro. And I was like, yeah, that looks like enough. I started going like, ooh, woo, woo, and then I looked like I was like one of those Asian senseis or something, man. I had like a whole white mustache going. I was there in the mirror, just like kind of talking to myself, like, yes, I am Sensei G. I'm a goofball, man, you know, even when I'm, like, by myself or whatever, there's, like, nobody else around, I'll still, like, do, like, weird voices and just, you know, like, I don't know, I like being a goofball. Life is easier when you treat it like a joke. But then I grabbed the razor, and I kid you not, bro, I have no idea how to work a razor. I was sitting there doing my thing, and I was like, wait... Am I doing this right? Just to find out that, like, there's, like, this little thing that you have to take off, so before I could even use the razor, I had to figure out how to pull off that little white part to expose the blade. I had no idea how to do that. I was just pulling on it till I got lucky. And then when I was doing it, I kept, like, rubbing the wrong part against it, so I was like, wait, is it cutting? And then I was like, wait, no, I think I'm using the razor the wrong way. So I was sitting there like, wait, do I rub it this way? No, that doesn't work. Then I was like, okay, maybe I gotta drag it across, and that's how you see that little red mark right there. Freaking, like... just went for it, started bleeding all over myself, and it got to a point of where the blood was mixing with the shaving cream, so the shaving cream was like getting red as I was cutting it, and I was like getting more blood on my face and on the razor. It was a mess, bro. There's some other really bad jokes I want to make right now about, like, I don't even want to say this on camera. Look, before I say this next part, if you're under the age of 18, just skip like 30 seconds in the video or something. Like, I don't even know what to say. Just if you're a kid, just please skip ahead. This one's only for the adults. Y'all know how, like... Oh my gosh. Let me just put it as it is. Every human being has a George W. Bush. Oh my god. And anytime that I cut mine in the past, I did it with fucking paper scissors. You know, those like scissors that you use in like kindergarten to like cut papers when you're doing like origami and shit. Just like those real basic scissors, like even like the safety scissors. Well, that's how I used to go about doing the business, because bro, I'm too scared to use a normal razor. There was like one time I went to do it back in like high school or middle school or something, and I ripped my thumb way open on the razor blade, like shh. And I was like, I'm glad it was my thumb that I cut open with the razor blade and not my 11th finger. So yeah, boys, I think we're sticking to a scissor job for the George W. Bush. I really don't think a razor is necessary. It's fine. Nobody else is seeing down there anyway. That's one of the greatest parts about being single. It really doesn't matter how I look, because I can look stupid, ugly, kind of like a chick, kind of like a 12-year-old without any facial hair, and it's fine because I don't have like a girlfriend to judge me. I can let the George W. Bush do his thing, and it's fine. You know, I can get to it with the scissors, and even if it looks ugly after the scissor job, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Now, what about armpit hair? Do dudes like ever shave their pit hair? Because like I got some pit hair, and I don't know, man. Like, is that something that dudes do, or can we just let that go? Like, do you shave it and then sometimes it comes back? Like I don't know. I thought only chicks shave their pits, but I don't know. I'm new to this whole taking care of myself thing. I really don't like it. I think I'm probably gonna like stop doing it after this, because it's a bit too much. I think I'm just gonna go back to living like a degenerate gremlin. I prefer that lifestyle. I don't have anybody to impress anyway. I was literally just like trying to take care of myself for a bit, just to be like, let's see if maybe taking care of myself in some way makes me feel a bit more confident, because I won't lie, I have a lot of confidence issues. I mean, I joke about it all the time, like, yeah, man, I got a fat head, I'm ugly as fuck, because, like, I know I am, you know, but it's also kind of part, like, okay, I'm joking about it because I know it's true, and I do have some confidence issues, but it's not like I really give a shit, because, again, I don't go outside, I don't have anybody to impress, I look in the mirror, frown, and go, it is what it is, it doesn't matter, I'm just gonna go play some Call of Duty now. Now I gotta know, is there, like, any other parts of the body that grow hair that I need to know if I need to shave? Like, do I need to prepare to be just covered in razor cuts? My pinky toe is growing a bit more hair than I like. Time to cut it the fuck off. Oh, and I finally bought a new stick of deodorant for the first time in, like... Let's not talk about it. Well, now that I look like a 12-year-old, maybe I should dress like one too, right? Get the backward hat going. Yo, 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 gang! I actually kind of like this look right here, like where I put it backwards, but I let like some of my hair come through it. Cause like when I used to be an emo, edgy SoundCloud rapper back in high school, anytime that I wear hats, especially like when I have my longer hair, I would always like flip the hat backwards, and then through this little thing, I'd have like one of my bangs come out and kind of like go down along the side. It was actually kind of hot, not gonna lie. But anyway, I just dropped my stick of deodorant. Let's try that again. But anyway... There we go, someone caught it. Bought the same deodorant that I bought back in middle school, high school, that being Axe Apollo. I was surprised to find out that the label had been changed, but that's because I haven't bought a stick of this stuff since 2017. Listen, man, I was using the same stick of deodorant for that many years because I only, like, put it on every so often, just kind of when I'm like, oh, my pits are sweaty, time to put it on, or, whoa, I smell like shit, time to put some on. So, yeah, you know, it had been a while since I got some, and... You know, it's, it works. They even changed the color of it too, right? Like, now it's white, even though the stuff I used to get was like this blue. So, I don't know, that happened, but it smells the same. Like, I just put some on a bit ago and it still smells smexy AF. I also used to have like the Axe Apollo spray and like this other, like Gucci spray or something like that, but I ended up throwing it away because I also had that for like 6-7 years, something like that, and I didn't know if it would degrade over time, especially with me living in Florida with it like sitting in a hot room all the time. I wasn't sure if that was a good idea to use it. I didn't want to end up spraying it on myself and then getting, like, I don't know, a rash or breaking out because I used expired spray. I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I still remember my old spray slash cologne slash deodorant routine. And I'll never forget the one time I did, like, my whole routine before going to school. And when my mom was, like, taking me there, she said I literally smelled like a hooker because I would grab my stick of Axe Apollo, go do that like 8 times, do like 8 times, but we're talking going hard, like getting that deodorant all up in there, and I would grab my Axe Apollo spray, and I would go like down the sides here, down the sides here, down the sides on my, you know, just like on my legs or whatever, just on my pants. I'd also do like just a little bit, just kind of all over the body, and then I would grab my Adidas cologne and give it a good old shake, and then just, you know, do the whole thing there, let that resonate, and yeah, it was a whole combination of smells. After I did all that, I got in the car, I was like, Mom, do I smell it right? She was like, you smell like a hooker. There was actually another time back in high school when I was doing a copious amount of drugs, but I started caring, like, a ton for some reason about how I looked and, like, about trying to dress quote-unquote fancier, not even necessarily fancier, but... You know what? Let me just pull out some of the clothes in my closet, just kind of show you guys, because this is gonna be a trip down high school lane for me. I'm not really nostalgic for high school, but, you know, it's just like a trip down high school lane, I guess. I wish I still had my beanie. Actually, no, I do know where my beanie is, but I have to wash it, because I used to wear a beanie all the time, too, man. I'd wear it, and it was like, oh my god. Dude, I need to do something with my hair. I've just kind of been growing it out for the last 5 months. I don't know if I just want to, like, I don't know if I want to style it in any way, if I just want to let it grow out. Like, when I do this, like, I look like a chick. I know it's probably been a few years since you guys have seen me without glasses, so, like, yeah, this is kind of how I'm looking if I just do the hat, which, like, if you ever see me in public, this is what I'm gonna look like. I'm gonna have the cod hat on, or a hat similar, and I'm not gonna have any glasses. I might have shades on, so, you know, if you ever want to profile me. Honestly, this is probably how I look nowadays. I like having shades on now, so this is probably how I look roughly. Bro, I'm getting all sorts of flashbacks right now, and I don't know how to feel about it. I've also been working out again lately, because you can kind of see my physique. Like, you know, I'm like, you know, pretty slim dude, but that's just kind of the thing, right? Like, I'm very slim, very kind of like whatever. So I've been working out again. I have to be careful though, because I'm still recovering from my eating disorder, so I'm still working on getting towards a healthy weight, but I'm also like trying to start doing some strength workouts, so like while I'm recovering, I can like kind of build up that muscle, since I am sort of at a decent weight now. So it's all just sort of like a balancing act. Like, I can show you my progress so far, like over here, like it's not much, it really isn't, but I'm proud of it, like, now compared to what it was, because, like, for example, when I was in the midst of my eating disorder, like, if I would flex, it basically looked the same as if I wasn't flexing just because I had no muscle, so, it's better than it was. It's progress. I'm still working on getting healthy. Okay, well, for some reason, I can't find my jacket, even if I wanted to, so if I come across that, I'll toss it on then. But it's unfortunate, because that was actually part of my whole getup, but basically, I went through this phase where I was, like, wearing flannels nonstop, because I always thought that I looked at least, like, somewhat decent in flannels, and obviously, I'm just sort of wearing, like, a Goku, oh my gosh, it barely fits me now, but, yeah, obviously, since I'm wearing, like, a anime shirt, it doesn't, the fit doesn't look exactly like it would have back then. I probably would have had on, like, a black shirt or something like that with it, but, yeah, I don't know, just something sort of like that. I don't know if this is what it's like to, like, wear clothes that actually fit, but it just feels so, like, I don't know how to explain it, man. Usually when I wear clothes, I wear large clothes just because I like baggy stuff. I'm gonna have to look and see if I even have a shirt that fits me normally. I like baggy clothes. And then here's the other one that I would wear from time to time. This one's sort of like red and blue, and I remember the one day I wore a black poop emoji shirt, but the poop emoji shirt, it's like a poop emoji, but it's like puking out a rainbow, and then I wore this on top of it, but yeah, I actually kind of vibe with this one. Like, if I would go out on a date or something, this is probably something along the lines of what I wear. Like, a nice flannel. Probably, like, I don't know if I necessarily wear the black and white one, because this one was, like, a little, like, thin around the shoulders, or just kind of tight-fitting. But this one, like, I don't know, it's kind of nice. Not that I go on a date anytime soon. That was more or less a theoretical, like, hey, maybe if I take myself out on a date to see, like, the Minecraft movie or something. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all ain't ready for this? This is my McDonald's shirt from, like, when I first worked at McDonald's about a decade ago at this point. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to give these back, but it's my shirt from when I was like 14 years old working at McDonald's, man. They gave me 2 of these things, and I know for a fact I still have my McDonald's hat. Like, they gave you like a visor or whatever. I actually just found it in my bin the other day. It's still sitting in my bin. I'm not digging it out right now, but I do still have it, as well as my other hats, like my Subway hat, my hat from when I worked at Culver's. I might still have, like, the one hat I wore when I worked at the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was gonna say that I might have the hat from the retirement home, but I don't have that one, because they actually just had us wear, like, hairnets there, if I remember correctly. I've always hated hairnets, like, with a passion. Especially if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know I used to have, like, really long hair. I looked like a chick, like, back in, like, 2021. It was, like, down to here. It was kind of ridiculous. That's also when I was in the deep depths of my anorexia too, so like my hair just kept falling out, and since I had so much of it, it was just a mess. Anytime I got a shower and anytime I just like scratch my hair, just globs of hair in my hand. You'll never believe what shirt I just found. I don't necessarily want to put it on because it's been sitting in my dresser drawer for God only knows how long, so I'd probably want to wash before wearing it again, but this is the shirt. While I'm up and about and talking about clothes, if you've been watching the channel for a bit, you've already seen this before, but basically this is the first piece of Japanese clothing that I ever bought, and I actually just bought it a few months ago. It's called the yukata, and I'll just kind of like do a quick spin around so you can see there's like a really nice image on the back and everything, and it's like really comfortable, really lightweight. I really like how it looks on me. Like, if I back up again, I think it looks good on me, especially with the Dragon Ball shirt. Find the Dragon Balls. Look out for them all. I love Dragon Ball so much, man. But yeah, I don't even know, dude. This is... I don't even know what this video was, man. It started out talking about me shaving my mustache for the first time and all that, and then went on to be, whatever that just was. It's like Fashion Hour with Grotesque or something. But anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys don't find me to be too ugly now to where you can't, like, watch the videos or anything. I know it's a small thing, but it's enough to make me feel it, like, just look like a fucking weirdo. Until it grows back, I'll have to, like, grab a Sharpie and just draw on a little mustache before I record, just so there's, like, something there. Because, like, when I block it off, I feel like I look... Like, I feel like I look better when I'm covering my mouth. That actually kind of says a lot, considering I'm, like, world's best yapper, so... maybe just telling me... Maybe that's just my brain telling me that I need to shut the fuck up. But anyways, always must shout out, thank you to all the Patrons, and channel members, thinking only the low ballers here. Shout out to the mobile table asking every day, man, and shout out on GT, run this, love cheese girl, thank you guys so much, guys. The Lord Legends, I love you. Karane dodaki arigatou gozaimasu. Have an amazing day, stay beautiful, I love you all. Peace.